Wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's backpack, capital one. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Listen, we back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. how do you do? Okay, how do you do? All right, happy, wonderful Monday morning. Listen, I know some of you guys are at work. Most of you guys are at work, and listen, I'm just here to keep you just a tad bit entertained on your Monday morning. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I hope you guys appreciate me giving you this entertainment. Okay, so listen, first and foremost, I want to say something very clear. All right, because I want to say it early because most people don't make it to the end of the stream. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Dr. Cavill. All right, I don't want this to seem like I am taking shots. But I just want to be very clear. I do have a lot of respect for Dr. Cavill. He moves very differently, and I respect how he moves. So I want to make that very. Listen, I'm going to shoot shots at everybody because if I feel that there needs to be something said, I'm going to say it. So once again, that doesn't take the respect that I have with Dr. Cavill away. I have tremendous respect for him. But at the same time, he needs to come to this carpet. He needs to come to this carpet. Okay. I need to see you in my office. Okay. So I just want to make that very clear. All right. Because you guys love to twist something. And I want to make that very, very, very clear before I get going. All right. So cool. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you get this going. And listen, Dr. Cavill, y'all Bamas, come on, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I would like a response, okay? All right, Professor, I would like a response either by Tuesday or Thursday about these questions that I have because you're doing a lot of chit-chatting on Twitter, but I don't see no numbers. I see a lot of chit-chatting on Twitter, but I do not see any numbers. None whatsoever. Just say, oh, people getting paid with no numbers. All right. So that just don't make some sense to me. So today, like I said, I just have a few questions. Okay. I have a few questions. And once again, since I attended the Deborah Scott University, if it doesn't make sense, it's say, why the fuck you lying? It's a lie. Okay. If it doesn't make sense, it's a why the fuck you lying? It's just that simple for us. After Deborah Scott University, graduated summa cum laude, common law degree, and common sense degree, all right? Liberal arts or common sense. So I just want to make that very clear. But today, you know what I'm saying? I got some questions. And I hope somebody has answers. So what I decided to do, I decided to make this fun. Woo! Hey, got a little survey. Question number 1. Why has the ESPN contracts never been public? I just want to know. I just need to know. Okay. I just need to know because it's just hard for me to see a lot of people talking about something, but I've never seen any numbers actually put in public consumption. Not one, not a 1, not a 0, not a $sign. It's a whole bunch of Dr. McClellan. Oh, we have the potential to make. Oh, we have the opportunity to make. Oh, we have the potential. No, Bama, I want to see digits on paper. I'm not even asking for the contract. And you see, then you people be out here like, Scotty, nobody gives their numbers out. We're not special. We don't need to give our numbers out. Bullshit. You know how I know? Survey says. Survey says, bing. ESPN will pay SEC around $300 million annually. That's pen on paper. That's numbers on paper, okay? Big Ten's current deal with the Fox is worth 6 years, $2.64 billion. That is pen on paper, numbers on sheets, okay? And Notre Dame said the extension will begin 2016. The contract is reported worth $15 million annually. So once again, I ask you, Once again, I ask you, they are not public. Sit that down. All right. Once again, I ask you, what are the numbers? They are not. No, the ESPN contract is not. No. Y'all not, I'm not letting y'all off. I'm not letting nobody off the freaking hook today. Everybody is getting this freaking smoke. There is not one publication out. I want somebody to at me on Twitter, at me on Instagram, and show me an article that has the numbers of what the ESPN contract is actually freaking worth. I don't want to hear no hearsay. I don't want to care about what no schools get. Show me what the SWAC and the ESPN numbers look like. Show me that. Show me that. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about today. I want numbers on freaking paper. That's what I want to see. Numbers on paper. I want an article that says, hey, the SWAC contract has a 5-year deal worth this amount of money. I don't give a damn what you're talking about, what the schools get. I don't give a damn what you're talking about the revenue share. I don't give a damn about none of that. I want to know what the contract is fully worth when you signed it. That's what I want to see. Show me those numbers. Shut me up and show me those numbers. That's what I want to see. Point blank, period. If you can't do that, I don't want to hear nothing else you're talking about. I don't want to hear nothing else you're talking about. I don't want to hear nothing about no school getting this revenue, school getting that revenue. I don't want to hear nothing else what you're talking about unless you can show me with numbers on paper that says this. Listen, why can't you show me the same deal? Why can't I see the same? Why can't I see the same thing on this? Why can't it look just like this? Explain that to me. How the ESPN can talk about their SEC deal, the Big Ten can talk about their Fox deal, but the SWAC for all of a sudden, y'all not even on these Bama's level. Y'all not even on these Bama's level. See, Blue, that's I don't care. I don't care. No, I want to see the numbers of the total contract. I want a publication that tells me. There's plenty of publications out there. There are plenty of publications out there. It's funny. All you Bamas want to compare yourself. Oh, our brand is this. The SWAC brand is that. The SWAC brand is this. If your brand is so big, and so popular, why don't you have a publication telling me about your numbers? You don't. Everything is hearsay. Oh, I got this from this guy. Oh, this guy told me this. Oh, this guy told me that. I don't give a damn about none of that because them Bamas could be.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
That's what I want to hear. And at any point in time, if you never like what I say, you can.
If I make you feel some type of way.
So I just need that. No, it's not hard. I want somebody to explain to me how hard this was for ESPN, the Big Ten, and Notre Dame to put their stuff on the paper. To put the thing on the paper. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. I'm just saying. Just help me understand. Help me understand that. That's all I want to know. So since we're talking about questions, that's all I want to know. Just questions. Just questions. That's just one question. Next question. Next question. Where in the bylaws gives the commissioner full autonomy for conference media rights? Show me that. I want to see it. I want to see it. Show me in the bylaws. Dr. Gaville, you was reading off the commission, the revenue split. That wasn't full autonomy. Show me in the bylaws where it says the commissioner has full autonomy to make conference deals. Show me that. I don't want to hear, I don't want to see nothing else. Show me where he has full autonomy in the bylaws. Well, while you taking that time out and while you figuring that out and doing research, sir, Coach Green, you really about to get on my fucking nerves today, right? You really about to get on my nerves, bro. He read, you need to go read. Reading is fundamental, okay? Reading is fundamental. He read the commission split of the SWAC institutions. He did not read. Man, you Bamas don't read. I see why you draw up plays, because you can't read. You need to read. That's not what he said. Go back. God, read for yourself. Like the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Study to go show yourself approved. You just in here putting comments. Oh, he read. What did he read? Go back and tell me what he read, because it had nothing to do with full autonomy on contract rights. Sit that down, okay? Go read for your lonesome. Jesus freaking Christ, you about to piss me off this morning. Jesus Christ. Survey says this is my thing. If he has full autonomy, oh, you're not listening. Let me blow this up. You guys are going to learn something today, because Coach Green don't want to read. Blue Flame Technology streams Southern University's games. You don't want to believe me? Go to the Jaguar Sports Network. If you look real close, turn your phone sideways, screenshot it and blow it up, right where it says revenue share. Look at that, 70/30. Now be very mindful. Okay, listen, listen to this. I'm gonna teach you something. If Southern has to share 30% of the revenue that they bring on the Blue Flame, right? All right, let's say they got to share 30% of that. The 70% that they bring in, they still have to split it with the SWAC. Oh, but see, y'all don't know something. Let me teach you something. So once again, this is a third-party proprietor. So the same shit that you talking about Urban Edge Network is the same thing Blue Flame Technology is doing. They take a revenue split from what you do, and from the revenue split that you get, you still have to split it with the SWAC 60/40. Y'all don't know. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Survey says. So, what we talking about today? What are we really talking about? Because it's really funny. The only time you have uproar is something you understand or something that comes out in media. When you give a subject or a topic, right? When you give a subject or topic, it seems like people don't really get an uproar until somebody else brings something up. Let me think about. Let me kind of give you an example, right? You wouldn't know what's not going on until somebody tells you what's going on. Right? It's like in sci-fi movies, right? What do they tell? They say, "Hey, let's not tell the public that there's a comet coming because they'll panic." So what you don't know doesn't hurt you, right? Even though you're going to die anyway, what you don't know won't hurt you. So you didn't know that before Urban Edge, Jaguar Sports signed a deal with Blue Flame Technologies in 2020. But see, you didn't know that because there was no big publicity. There was no big publicity behind it. I can show you you know what? I'm more of a show you than tell you kind of person. That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? So let me just, oh man, God, sometimes you got to show people because, people like Coach Green, they don't like to read. So let me help you guys out real quick. Since you guys need help, let me help you out real quick. And this is his school, and he probably has never read this article. That's the sad part about it. This is his school, Southern. This is Southern. I say Southern. I'm saying Southern. But this is his school, probably never read this article in his life. Let me see. It says, let me blow it up a little bit more for you guys right there. Let me see, 175. Y'all should be able to read this. It says Southern Athletics is pleased to announce the Jaguar Sports Network has officially launched. JSN is the official home for live streaming SU events. We are extremely excited to announce the launch of Jaguar Sports Network to broadcast our home games. I'm going to read that again. We are extremely excited to launch the Jaguar Sports Network to broadcast our home games. The Jaguar Sports Network family and friends and follows along watch their loved ones compete and extend programs. JSU will be streaming their football games and soccer matches and all that. So then you click on Jaguar Sports Network. Let me help you out, right? You click on Jaguar Sports Network, and then you go down, and right here at the bottom, what does that say? Blue Flame. Blue Flame. Once again, Blue Flame. Blow that up so y'all can truly see what I'm talking about. Because y'all, Blue Flame. Blue Flame. So, but since we complaining about third parties, I just thought, what I'm saying, survey says, I just want to make that very clear. So if we're going to be mad, let's be mad at everything. Just saying, I'm just saying, if we're going to be mad, let's be mad at everything. Okay. Let's be mad at everything. Because the same streaming rights that the Jaguar Sports Network is doing, wait for it. Hold on, let me blow myself up. Wait for it. The same streaming rights that Blue Frame has is the same streaming rights that Urban Edge has. Still in the same secondary rights. So what's the difference? You guys can ponder on that. You can simmer on that. I'll let that simmer in your spirit. All right. Next up. Next question. When are people going to hold the commissioner accountable? Other than me. There's a lot of pundits out there. It's a lot of swag pundits, a lot of them. But you know when I look out on the horizon, right? When I look over the horizon, I'm looking over the swag sunset, like Lion King when he's telling Simba what the kingdom covers. You know what I'm saying? But Dad, how far does it? Whatever the sun touches, my son. Whatever the light hits is our kingdom. That's as I look out and I see all these swag pundits and reporters. You know what I'm saying? I ask myself, are you more in the boys club or are you really trying to get some stuff done? All right. Are you what we doing here? What we doing here? Are you trying to get answers or are we just trying to stay cool? Because a lot of that stuff to me is just staying cool. Oh, yeah, that's my mans. I ain't really going to say nothing bad about him because that's my mans. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what? The commissioner could be doing something better, but I ain't going to hold him accountable. I'm going to just call him on the phone. Hey, man, you could be doing something. No. So in face, it's one message, one word, one message, one love. You know what I'm saying? But when Bama's going to hold that Bama accountable? Listen, I'm not even asking for much. All I'm asking for is the simple thing of saying, yo, commish, bro, listen, man, We the people. And you know what? You can take me out of it. Because you know what? I'm not in the SWAT club. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the cool kid in the SWAT club. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I don't got the right to ask that question. So anybody that graduated from HBCU, you are more than welcome to ask the question for me. You know what? Just take it out of my mouth. Just be like, yo, commish, like real talk. Like, let me holler at you, light skin, real quick. You know what I'm saying? What is that ESPN deal looking like? Just tell me. Just let the people know. Are we not inquired? Because to me, this shows the lack of transparency starting at HBCU institutions and go. So to me, it's like this. It's like this. If the SWAC office can be non-transparent, right? Because everybody be like, oh, Scotty, it got to be transparent. They're public institutions. Then why don't they put out the shit that you asked for? Why don't we know how much the ESPN contract is worth? Why don't we know how much JSU got paid for the spring game? Why don't we know these things? Okay, but whatever. Teachers up, right? So if they got a lack of transparency at the SWAC office, what would make them hold the schools accountable below to be transparent? Because Alabama State wasn't transparent with their hire. Grambling State damn sure wasn't transparent with their Grambling with that volleyball coach hire. Who else wasn't transparent? Prairie View was not transparent about their hire. So what are we really talking about? So if there's no transparency at the highest level, why would any school feel the need to be transparent? That might be too much to ask, though. That might be a little too much. I might be pushing my limits on that one. I might be stepping over the bounds. You know, just a tad. You know, just a tad. I might be ruffling some feathers today. Survey says, ooh, that's my giant. Hit that one more again. Let's get it. Let's get it. Never. Not never. So, listen, I just don't. You know what? All I know is this. I just got a few questions. That's all listen, man. I'm just here to ask the question. That's all I'm here to do. That is all I'm here to do. That's all I'm here to do. That's all I'm here to do. I just wanna make that very clear. That's all I'm here to do. I'm about to open the call lines up. 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041. I'm telling you right now, Coach Green, if you call in,
you are the only participant in the conference. I got
all the energy to give it to you. I'm not playing no games with you. If you call in, just know I got all the smoke for you today. And I got time. It's a morning show. Everybody at work. I'm just telling you right now, call in with some foolishness if you want to. I'm going to handle it accordingly. That's all I'm saying. Just want to make that very clear. Somebody said I had Commissioner wear Steve Harvey suits. This is my thing, right? This is my thing. Listen, you got this guy. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. This guy is making over $330,000. All right. This guy is making over. The guy I'm talking about is Dr. McClellan. This guy is making over $330,000 with a $120,000 travel budget. So that brings you about to close to $500,000. And your institution that you're running has paid out $15,000 to each school. That was the last payout. So you make over $330,000. You have a travel budget of $125K, and you're giving schools $15,000, 5 figures. What are we doing? You need to be making $120,000, and that other $200,000 and $300,000 for the budget needs to be going back to the school. Why are you getting paid more than the schools? Okay, I just want to be very clear. That's just my personal opinion. But you know, y'all nobody gonna say nothing. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. It's okay. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Yeah, I just implore the entire collective to not be afraid of the truth. These are public institutions, and they have to be governed collectively by the public. They're not private institutions. Therefore, all of their dealings has to be made public. I don't know collectively why we're so afraid of the absolute truth and the integrity that's involved with the truth. And that's what frees us to be able to make decisions and make moves that matter and that prosper the collective, because we're dealing with the truth. Can we just get to a point of dealing with the truth completely? And it's all truthfulness. Can we just deal with the facts, figures, and the truth? Why are we so afraid collectively of doing that?
Listen, it worries me because it feels, I kept telling people when like the schools were doing it to individually, when the schools are doing individual, I'm like, they're treating you like a parent and a child. Like, I think the commissioner has this thing backwards where he feels like he's the parent and everybody else is children. Like, I don't have to tell you I'm doing this for your best interest. You don't. I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, don't get me. Listen, I want to be very clear when I say this. Where the commissioner, and he can always brag about that. When he got it, it was in a deficit. And when he now where he's at, he can pay out. Give him all the kudos he deserves for that, because at the end of the day, it took maneuvering to get it to where it is now. So you can't take credit away where credit is due for him getting it to standard. But what I can hold you accountable for is why are you so hesitant to display the numbers of your deals? Why is it so hesitant? Why all of a sudden you need to control everything when you don't control individual school streaming rights? You do not. You don't control individual schools' uniforms. You do not. But all of a sudden, now you deserve to control the whole media pot of what the conference does. That doesn't make sense to me, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this is my thing. You said something. You have to be made aware of something. As a school educator myself, I may come in behind another teacher or another educator who was not doing their job in the way that it should be done before I got there. So what you're giving me credit for doing or accomplishing is just simply the job that I was supposed to have been hired to do, that maybe the other person before me didn't do the job. So you may be overpraising my sentiments as me saying I cleaned up or I done something or I moved something ahead, when that was the job that I was supposed to have done in the first place.
Facts.
So I was just hired to not make you look as bad and to just finally do a job. So now, as I'm doing the job, I realize that you are so incompetent of even caring or noticing what is even going on. So now I can manipulate what it is that I do, and I can tell you, I can tell you it's raining and piss on you at the same time, because you're oblivious to how to actually govern yourself and make sure that you are making sure I'm dotting every I and crossing every T and having meetings and looking at everything that I'm doing in an open roundtable forum and making sure that all of my legalese and our collective legalese is what it says it is, because basically, because I saw you lacking, I'm pimping you and I'm slutting you. And then I send you out to the highest bidder, and I try to crush a deal or screw a deal if it doesn't benefit me. Because remember, you didn't care about anything that I was doing before I started doing it.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
So we have to ask ourselves, why is this big public entity trying to make moves privately when it is a public? See, there's a difference. We're going to learn today, Scotty. There's a difference between public and private. And if for those of you that are not in the know, I encourage you to go look up the difference between public and private. Even the law is in the law about public and private versus people and versus institutions, and how the government governs you accordingly to whether you have public status or whether you are a privatized citizen or a privatized entity. So we gotta make sure that when you're dealing with the public and you have these institutions that are public institutions, they must be governed accordingly by the collective. They're always supposed to be in the best interest of the all or the people, not just one or two or the few. I'm done, bro. Thank you for this platform. And we have a lot of questions that we need answered, and there needs to be some moves that are made, because This is embarrassing as a conference for anybody who is even concerned about all things SWAC and ties to these institutions. And at the same time, it's an oxymoron because you want us to attend and give dollars back. But what the hell are we giving dollars to, and where are they going at this point?
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the call.
Transparency, man. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, what's up, Dre? Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's goody?
Man, I totally agree with you on this. But I think it's on the president of the individual school. Because, you know, the one thing, and I remember when Deion first came into JSU, first thing he said was, a lot of people got titles but don't want to do the work.
Facts.
So even at his institution, he was putting a lot of people on blast, and you put people on blast and holding them accountable and everything, people get, people get uneasy because they might have done this job they probably had this job for 20 years. They're doing it the same way for 20 years, but now you got somebody who's going to hold things accountable, going to shake up the room a little bit. And the one thing exposure does, it shows the good and the bad. You can't have them both ways. Exposure is going to show all the good things we have, and it's going to show what you've been hiding.
I think I like how you came in with it, Dre. With the holding the presidents need to hold the commissioner responsible. Like you need a Jerry Jones. I don't know what president could be that lightning rod. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you who it is. It's gonna have to be Ashley Robinson because he's the flagship school making the money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you better believe in the NFL, Jerry Jones, the Rooneys, what's the boy out of the Patriots?
Kraft.
What they say go, better believe that commissioner's listening to them. Because they are the flagship, they're the one as Jerry Jones even has his own licensing deal outside of the NFL. So better believe if Jerry Jones says this ain't going down, this ain't going down. So, because they know who are your money makers in the NFL is. To me, it's on A.B. Robinson and I forgot whoever the president is because they are the ones that people are going to see.
This is my issue. But I agree, but I disagree, right? Because I can't have Ashley Robinson talking on the sense of his own school. That doesn't make listen, wait. He might hold the commissioner accountable. But is he negotiating is he coming to the SWAC and saying, hey, what's best for the SWAC or what is best for Jackson State? That's the discrepancy I'm going to have to see. And of course, I'm not going to be in the room, but I'm just saying that's the mindset because Jerry Jones is always going to, once again, he's going to do it because Jerry Jones is going to do what's best for the Dallas Cowboys. And same with Ashley Robinson. He's a Jacksonite. He's going to do what's best for Jackson. You still have to have the mindset of what's best for the SWAC, right? It can't just be what's best for Jackson State because you still have to worry about the UAPBs, how they gonna get money. You still got to worry about the valleys, how they gonna get money. You still got to worry about the low schools in your totem pole that also need to get paid as well. So it can't just be, oh, let's do this deal because it's going to benefit Jackson State the most. No, you have to understand what is best as a whole and what's also going to help my institution. So you got to think in both aspects, but go ahead.
Yeah, I agree on that. What I'm saying is that I want to bet if obviously you could probably get the most, it's going to trickle down. You just use JSU as almost like the shiny toy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You just use that as a shiny toy, and it's just going to trickle down to everybody else. I think the ESPN deal. I mean, even if he came out and said, "Hey, we had this bad deal before Deion came in. It expires in 2024." You could take that. It's a bad deal. It expires. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think I heard somebody say that their deal is different because they don't show all the HBCU sports. You know, with SEC and Big Ten, they show soccer, they show, volleyball, they show baseball. So because ESPN, they don't have, I think somebody said that they can't have, unless ESPN agreed to show all the sports, they can't have
an exclusion.
Type of deal.
An exclusionary deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the reason why, the Southern Heritage Classic, people got up in arms because Deion looked at that contract, was like, hold up, did y'all not read this? And everybody was like, they didn't go through, I remember what Roland Martin said, go through every contract line by line. And Deion probably went through that contract line by line, was like, nah, we can't do this. And people, got upset, or, hey, this ain't how you do business, blah, blah, blah. There's no feelings in business. And I think, when you hold people accountable, sometimes when you that close to somebody, sometimes it's hard to. Because a lot of them, Charles McCullum comes up in the SWAC. And most of the people went to school with him. Maybe he taught them. You see what I'm saying? They're so close. It's hard to hold somebody's feet to the fire.
And this is the issue. This is the issue. It's because, and I heard a person say this to me. He's a very powerful booster at a school. He said, the one thing that's always going to be more important to me is the school. He said, I can have a guy work at the school. He still be my guy, but I'm going to hold you accountable in the job that you wanted. You get what I'm saying? You can be my best boy and be in a position to where I can still hold you accountable. And I think we as Black people always think, well, if somebody's coming at me, they're trying to bring me down. No, you wanted the title of commissioner. You wanted the title of AD. You wanted the title, but you don't want none of the responsibility that comes with the title. You are a public figure. Criticism comes with the territory. It's no different than being a politician. It's no different than being a governor. There is a responsibility of accountability that comes with that position. You want the title, you want the pay, take the responsibility with it. Point blank, period. But Dre, I gotta let you go, man. Appreciate the call.
Hey, I agree with you. Thanks.
No problem. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
All righty then, Scotty. The Offscript legal had to call in because I want to make sure you don't get sued. So I want to be clarify a few things because this is what's clear. So Ben Crump and Johnny Cocker told me to call in. Blue Flame Technology is not a streaming service like YouTube on Urban Edge. What Blue Flame Technology is basically the production tools for the schools to stream their productions. And what you probably showed is I have the same thing. It's basically called a bandwidth deal. So schools or people, it doesn't matter, whoever's hosting the technology, they say either you can pay me a flat fee every month or based on how many people hit my server, I'm going to charge you per person. So that's probably where their revenue split comes in at. So they are not the same as Urban Edge or YouTube. I want to be very clear. So it's not the same. So because I don't want you to misrepresent that, and I want somebody to come and say, Scott, I don't know what you're talking about. So that's what Offscript Legal is here for. That's what we're here for.
Appreciate that.
Let's go to the next thing about the issue with the commissioner and what Grambling and FAMU and probably everyone else is going to have the argument is that the definition of what is media rights. Most people, and I guarantee, because I went back and looked at those bylaws, they were talking about a couple of things, streaming rights and linear TV, what's on TV. But it said conference games. So I'll give you a perfect example. I think Roland Martin pointed this out. When Grambling played Tennessee State in that NFL Classic Labor Day weekend, the SWAC had nothing to do with that. They didn't get no check from that. They didn't negotiate that. The two schools negotiated that. And that's the thing that I'm sure that FAMU is going to argue is that when we're playing non-conference games and anything that's not fit, we should be able to stream that. Now, what McClellan is going to go do, and here's where his issue always comes in. He always says stuff, but then when people go back like you and say, hey, let's see the fine print, this is where he gets caught up. Because he goes and say, hey, I'm going to give you all this SWAC content. Well, all has a lot of meanings. All of what? All the conference games? Some of the conference games? All the other media? And that's the problem what we have. Then you say, hey, why don't I see ESPN showing that, like with the SEC and the Big Ten and all that? Because frankly, I'm going to be honest with you, nobody gave a damn until Deion came along. That's why. And see, now everybody's looking at the SWAC and they don't have their paperwork together. That's the issue. That's what we got now. Now people care. You care. The alumni care, which we should have cared 10 years ago, but we didn't because we were more worried about the bands in halftime. Now we actually care about football. And now people see the money. And when people start seeing money, people start asking questions. And every time we ask the commissioner questions, a la, hey, commissioner, why does Jackson need to move the game? Jackson say the Sun need to move the game to Birmingham. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about? What the hell's the Cowboy Classic? But then we peel back down. Oh, y'all really ain't going to get the money that you said you were going to get. Uh-oh. That ain't me talking. That's you talking. But you challenging us about a Cowboy Classic, and we say just research it. Show us the difference. So that's the issue that people are having. So I want to separate the two. The technology platform is not the same as the streaming, and that there needs to be transparency, but nobody cares, so nobody looked. And this is what happens all the time at these HBCUs. If something has to happen, FAMU, when the boy passed away in the band, and then they start digging in and they find out they were stealing money. Same thing at Alabama State, something was funny with the money. South Carolina State, Jackson State with the rainy day fund. Something triggers something else. And then people start digging in. This happens all the time. And so now people are digging in. People want to know. And that's the problem. And I'm going to say one other quick thing and then I'll let it go. Be clear, everybody ain't the sharpest tack. Because, see, I go back with the SEC. That deal the SEC got first with CBS, now when people look at it, it was only $55 million. That was a bad deal. So the SEC wasn't all like that, just running in money. They did a bad deal too. That's why they got the hell away from CBS. It's like, shit, we should have been getting way more than that. So these commissioners sometimes are not equipped to see the future. They're stuck in the past. The SEC was stuck in the past. The SWAC is still stuck in the past because, again, for us to talk about a 10-year deal on any technology platform is insane unless we got a 5-year out. Because the money changes. Ask the SEC. They lost billions by doing that 10-year deal with CBS. Billions. So that's the thing about it. So I just want to make a point of clarification.
Mr. Campbell, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Dr. McClellan would take a 10-year deal because of the, he's betting on, okay, if Deion leaves, the excitement might leave. So we might not be generating the same buzz as we were, when we first started the deal. He wants to take a guaranteed amount of money. If let's just hypothetical, if he takes a 10-year deal, he's like, okay, if Deion leaves at year 5, the other 5 years, we still got money, even though we might not be as buzzing as we was before. You get what I'm saying?
Well, then that's not being visionary and that's not being growth. Okay. Because you cannot, because if I'm thinking that way, then I don't want him as a commissioner. Because what I want him to think is that, we've done so well to attract the Deion Sanders, that Jackson State job should attract another Deion Sanders. That FAMU job should attract another Willie Simmons because we built it up. I'm going to say this again for all you youngsters. The SEC wasn't SEC like that in the 80s and 70s. They was old backwoods-ass conference. And I'm telling you what I know. It was Big Ten, it was the Southwest Conference, and independents like Penn State, Miami, and Florida State. I'm telling you guys, this is new stuff for you all. So what I'm saying is if that's his thought process, then he's thinking small, bro. And we definitely don't need that. We cannot think like that. We should be building and saying, you know what? This is the really what Deion showed is the potential of what we have. See, that's what Deion really exposed. If you guys would get y'all ish together, this is where all y'all should be. So we should have had the whole thing. How many times we talked about that Sunday should have had Grambling, Jackson State, FAMU all on the same day. It should have been SWAC Sunday, spring day. That's being innovative.
Yeah.
That's what he should be thinking. Not be, oh, I'm scared we ain't going to make no more money. No, you should be saying, no, I got a great product and I can attract more people. It should not be tied to one horse. Because one thing I learned about one horse, a horse dies. What you going to do then? You going to walk? Oh, you got to find you another horse. That's real talk there, brother. So no, I don't even like that. So I know that's a challenge, but no, you should not lock in, because here's what I'll say real quick from a legal standpoint. I don't have a problem. Then what I'm saying again, do what the NFL does to the NFLPA all the time. Those guys sign a deal, and then you know what the NFL owners do? But we're gonna have an option to open the shit back up. That's why you have lockouts. Now they actually have a longer deal, but they always have an option to open that deal up to review, because they're not gonna lose no money, bro. They're never going to lose no money. So why would we lock in the 10? Do a 5 and 5. We're going to do 5. And if everything's good, we'll automatically roll over and renew. I do deals like that all the time. Rollover deals. To my benefit. So I can either get in or get out. And matter of fact, not telling your man, what do we talk about? On your stuff that we're working on.
Yeah.
We might need to get up out of that.
Yeah.
So that's it, brother. So Offscript Legal is monitoring the situation. And I'll get back and go back into this courtroom. We got to sue some more folks, bro.
Appreciate the call, Mr. McCampbell.
Get up out of that. Yeah.
All right, Coach Grant, it's all on you.
Offscript Legal.
Hold up. Shoot, doggone Mr. Campbell, pretty much answer the question, because I had you with that flame technology, the blue flame technology, because I know about them type of deals. Because number one, we are in the conference, and number two, a lot of athletic websites have that type of technology that does that for you. So he took that away from me, and he answered he pretty much said a lot of other stuff that I was going to say.
Oh man, he got you. That's good. I get it. Yeah, I got it.
I know you sitting there being funny with that, but I was just saying, bro. I was gonna talk about the blue flame situation, but he pretty much took that. But anyway, now my question number 4, since you got questions, you putting out questions over there. My question is, what is Urban Edge Network paying?
That's on a Grambling situation. A private company does not have to give you its numbers. You need to talk to Grambling about that. Grambling is the public institution. Hold on. Let me break it down. Let me break it all over. They're an ad revenue sharing company, right? So I can't tell you a guaranteed number because I don't come with you with capital. It's a shared partnership. So whatever we bring in, we share it. You get what I'm saying? So what I give you on January is not what I give you on February. What I give you on February is not what I give you on a Wednesday. It's like working with commission. You get what I'm saying? I only can give you what we get in to share. So that's how that works. So I can't, so there's no solid number. You have to, every month you would have to ask Grambling what percentage they got paid from the deal they did with Urban Edge. Urban Edge doesn't have to give you those numbers, but the Grambling can, because of the simple fact that they're a public institution, but they're an ad revenue sharing company. So simply is the fact of is whatever ads they bring in, they split with you. That's what you need to find out through Grambling. So yeah, that's how that works.
Okay. And then my other thing was, you talking about, ESPN don't have nothing. Some of the stuff is posted, like the SWAC, the MEAC SWAC challenge and the Celebration Bowl.
That's not what I'm asking though. That's not, I would have, come on, bro. Come on, Coach, you got to know me better than that. I'm not talking about those deals. I'm talking about media deals with the SWAC. I didn't say the SWAC MEAC challenge. I didn't say none of that. We already know what that is. It's $3 million split, blah, 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 commit the conference or whatever. We're not talking about that. We are talking about a SWAC media deal, TV deal.
Well, you should have put it like this. You should have put it like this then. All right. You let everybody know what the media deal was with the SWAC challenge and the Celebration Bowl. Why are you not letting us know what the ESPN deal is?
That's fair. I can give you that. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
And also, because something you put out there, you put this out there. Because I love your show. I listen to it. And before I go on to that, I'm gonna say this, man. Look, just like Dallas Cowboys got their delusional fans, bro, and they say crazy stuff. Never worry about what Jackson State fans are saying, bro. Well, I know you don't worry about it, but don't worry about it, bro. Because you need to continue doing what you're doing, because obviously they like watching your show. Because they can sit there and tell you everything you say.
obviously they like to watch this show. You know, cause look, hey, everybody, it got look, Skip Bayless got plenty of haters. Stephen A. Smith got plenty of people that hate him. But at the end of the day, all the people that hate them guys, watch them on TV.
That's facts.
So they sit there complaining. So let that go. Now, back to the other thing. All right. You sit there and put this out there. They got the president's council that sit down with the commissioner, because I feel like everybody pointing the finger at the commissioner too much, because, like you said, the commissioner work on behalf of the schools.
Mm-hmm.
The schools and the president sit there and probably say, "Hey, commissioner, I want you to do this. This. All you gotta do is report back to us what's going on." So whatever he's doing on behalf of the schools. So each of them schools probably didn't want that stuff posted, because everybody's sitting there pointing at him, because one thing he did when he came in, he was more transparent with them than the last. He let everything be transparent with the schools than the last president was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, commissioner was. So when they have them meetings, they probably sit there and tell them, "Well, you can put this out, but we ain't gonna put this out."
That's fair.
You can do this, but you ain't gonna do this. Because one thing I know, bro. Nobody, cause we all humans. Nobody, cause you sit there and say it too. Cause one thing you hate if somebody sit there and lie on you. Cause we all gonna sit there and have our feelings. We all got feelings, man. Some stuff gonna touch a nerve.
That's fair.
And when people sit there and accuse you of something that you actually not doing, you're gonna feel some type of way. So maybe that's some of the reasons why he ain't gonna sit down with you, man, because sometimes he probably feel like you accuse him of something that he's not doing. Because, hey, we go at a lot of stuff, a lot of interviews that Dion did, and some of the people that he does media with, he never mess with, because he ain't like what they put out. Because a lot of people forget about, he dumped the water on a guy from Atlanta, because the guy from Atlanta put some stuff out there that he didn't agree with. And it goes on and on. Durant, had his issues when Stephen A. Smith said something that he felt like wasn't true. And he addressed that, even though it was through a burner account, but he addressed it.
All right, Coach Green, I'm gonna need you to wrap it up.
Pretty much all
but let me say this. I'll say this before you go, because a lot of people, I respect the fact that you call and you say today you was preaching. I gotta give you some credit. Listen, I know a lot of people in the comments like, what is he saying? That means you weren't listening to hear. You was listening just to, So I gotta agree. Today you said some solid points. I gotta give you that. I'll give you credit where credit is due. I ain't gonna do you like that but you was speaking on some facts.
I'm gonna say this though. This for all the people in the comments, because this time I ain't turned my comments on, so I ain't see nothing nobody said.
I told you them comments get to you, bro.
Yeah, because I play you on my TV though. So every now and then I turn the comments on, because when you be in your little theme, I be wanting to see what everybody else say, because I be cracking up. But this is for everybody in the comments, man. Y'all sit there, because I know some of y'all say stuff about me when I be on here. Look here, I could be reasonable sometimes, and I don't mind when he. Hey, look, I don't care when his script hangs up on me. We have our. Hey, I put it like this, man. He's like my brother. When he get fed up with me, he gonna hang up on me. But we gonna talk later. We gonna laugh about it.
We gonna talk later.
We gonna move on. I'm not emotional. Like, hey, look, I ain't gonna lie.
That's
I be
fair.
glad to live
That's
when you
fair.
hang up on me.
That's
then
fair.
I calm down, like, ain't nothing.
That's fair. No, that's fair. No,
That's why I be
I always
jumping
answer.
just
I
hanging up on
always
you.
answer. I got you. I'm always going to answer. But hey, man, I appreciate the call, Coach Green. You was preaching today. I got to give you credit for that.
All right.
All right, man. Peace. Gotta give my man. Listen. One thing about me, I'm gonna give you a credit. Is credit is true. I'm gonna give you credit when credit is due. All right, that's one thing about me. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm gonna give you credit when credit is due. All right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what up, Scotty?
What's goody? What's your name? Where you come from?
Hey, this is Calvin calling from Mississippi by way of New Jersey.
Talk to me.
Hey, bro. Quick question, man. So I was scrolling through my Insta Snap, and you talking crazy about our room now, man.
Oh man.
Hey, brother. Hey, listen. You funny to me. Like, real talk, I'm a Jack State fan, Jack State alumni. I became before prime. I'm here doing prime. We'll be after
BP.
Prime,
was it BP and before prime? BP and AP before prime and after prime. Go ahead. But yeah. BP AP. Go ahead.
Hey, but I ain't delusional. The way I see it is, man, you just gonna cut right to the point. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna beat around the bush. You ain't got no tech. Fuck it though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
If you were a doctor, you just go right in the patient's room. Hey man, you about to die.
I wouldn't do it like that, bro. You gotta have some bedside manner when somebody about to die. Listen, my whole family is full of nurses. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. I know I got a little bedside manner. Hey, come on, man, don't do me like that. Okay. God, dog.
Hey, but real talk though. So one quick question. More of a statement. I know I didn't. I'm working nights, so I'm up right now. I'm about to go to sleep. Back to the Jack State Spring game, the offensive line. I'm crazy, but they were bad. But I think they weren't as bad as people make them out to be.
Okay, explain.
Nah, they were bad. I had to really watch the game, but they.
Hold on. Tell me. Hold up. Wait a minute. Did you just say you didn't really watch the game?
They were bad. Oh, no. I watched the game, but might need to rewatch it if I make the statement.
Okay. Go ahead.
They were bad. I see them bad, especially the center, no stepping the ball, but Kurt Ford plays guard most of the time, so I heard they had an injury. They were bad, but I saw some potential there, put it that way. I saw some potential.
Of course you would. Of course you would. I mean,
listen,
yeah.
I said I'm BP Jack State, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, bro, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. I'm a Cowboys fan. I always see potential. You know, like I'm a fan. It's my team. I'm always going to see the glass half full because you don't want to say my team sucks. You don't want to say that. Nobody wants to say that as a fan. You know what I'm saying? So of course you're going to you see potential. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, I'm a realist too, though. If I see garbage, that's trash. Listen, I'll agree with you. They were bad. But this is one thing I was thinking about, though. So, I'm agreeing with what you said. Most part is people talking about schemes. I listened to your show last night. The schemes and whatnot. That ain't got nothing to do with blocking. Blocking is fundamentals. Blocking, tackling, catching, throwing, running.
Negative.
Protect the ball.
Negative.
That's fundamentals.
Negative. Negative.
Blocking ain't fundamentals.
It is, but it's still part of a scheme. You wait. Nope. You said it. I'm gonna correct you. You said it. Okay. So there's teams, i.e., your blocking. It depends on your scheme. So if you're let's go with the old Miami Dolphins when they had they were doing the Wildcat. You know what I'm saying? They was doing a lot of power running and stuff like that. Well, I can't put you in a spread style offense and I'm built to be a power running team. That doesn't make sense. The old 90s Cowboys, they were a power running team, pull, guards, ISOs, all that type of style. If I'm trying to spread these boys out, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't work for them. You know what I'm saying? If I try to go veer left and veer right and stretch this and stretch that, they don't move like that. So why would I put them in those predicaments? They want to go downhill, straight forward. You get what I'm saying? So blocking your scheme also has a lot to do with your blocking style. So if I have I'll give you a great example. The Denver Broncos, when they do those stretch runs, the zone runs, you got to have guards that can move their feet and cut off block. You can't have a power guy trying to do cut off blocks and reach blocks. That don't make sense. So yes, your scheme does have something to depict when you're doing blocking. Yes, it's fundamental, but fundamentally, do you fit my style of blocking and whatever? But go ahead.
I mean, well, you kind of broke it down pretty good. And I was thinking about when you said scheme, I think about Denver Broncos and all that zone attack they do.
Yeah.
mean, but pass blocking is pass blocking, correct? Unless you chop blocking. We ain't talking about chop. Cut. Excuse me. Only chop blocking.
Go ahead. You gotta get to the point. You gotta get to the point. Get to your point. What are you trying to say?
Well, I'm just trying to say, one, that there's potential there. Maybe that is drinking. I'm not drinking the juice. I was born in the juice. But I'm not delusional. But two, I think if they got all these players in, I'm looking at something bigger. I think it's the offensive line coach.
All right, that's your point.
Yeah,
all right. Go get some rest. Go get some rest. You sound delirious. Go get some rest. Go get some rest for your night job. Appreciate it. You sound delirious. All right. You sound you can't get your thoughts together. All right. Listen, I'm not trying to go into that rant on the spring game. That it is what it is, man. That's neither here nor there. My point is this. Back to the main point of get to these questions. Get to these questions. All right. Listen, it's very simple for me, and I'm always going to stand on the fact of you have to. It's no different than Bama's holding their congressman accountable, holding your senator accountable, holding your mayor accountable. There's no different than holding the commissioner. He is no exception. The worst thing about it is you're like, oh, that's my man. So, I really can't. No, that lets people know how straight up you are. If the commissioner was my uncle, it couldn't happen. But if the commissioner was my uncle and I wasn't holding him accountable, what else could you'll look at me and say, you know what? If Scotty isn't related to that person, or if Scotty, if Scotty's related to somebody, he's not going to say what's really going on, or he's going to close a blind eye to it. So then it's like, okay, if Scotty's not cool with somebody, he's going to go in on them. So then you judge everything I say. You're like, so if I say something nice about somebody else, you're going to be like, but does he know, does he know him? Is he cool with him? If you don't hold people across the same standard across the board, then it's hard for people to take what you're saying seriously. You get what I'm saying? Of course, the people that love to hear all the good stuff and all the, all the roses, they're going to be like, oh my God, I absolutely love them. But the people who got common sense, the people who really are like, hey, I want stuff to get better. I want people to hold people accountable. Those are the people that are going to be like, I can't really rock with him, because at the end of the day, he be doing something. Hey, look here, LaShonda, don't come over here trying to take over my platform. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right. So don't be coming over here trying to ask these deep ass questions that you be doing on Twitter. I'm not that guy. I ain't got them notes. All right. Hey, what's up, LaShonda? Talk to me.
Hello, Scotty. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So I just consulted with legal before I asked this question.
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the spring game has nothing. The spring game is an on-campus event, right?
It should be, yes.
Yes. Okay. So according to legal, Jackson State spring game is an on-campus event. So I'm trying to figure out, then why was I told that Jackson State was going to be paid out of the current existing ESPN contract? Because I asked, okay, was there a separate deal that was made for them to be able to broadcast that game? Well, that spring game event, I'm gonna say it like that.
All right, so let me recap. Let me recap for people what you're asking. The question is, right? You broke it down and said the spring game is a on-campus event done by the school, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying that Jackson State allegedly, I won't even say allegedly, you said you heard that ESPN, I don't want to get your words mixed up. You're saying that ESPN paid Jackson State to have the spring game on national television?
I'm not saying it. I'm saying that is what was told to me.
That's what was told to you. Okay. So what was told to you is that Jackson State was paid by the ESPN. Well, I would say it's no different than
under the current contract.
Under the current contract. Okay.
Yes, under the current contract, because
Well,
I asked, was it a separate deal?
Well, hold on. Well, technically, let's break it down because USC, Oklahoma, their games are televised under ESPN. So what's to say that there's not a clause in the contract that says if ESPN wants to grab a certain game that they can't do that? You know what I'm saying? Like they televised Oklahoma, they televised USC, they televised Texas. So what's to say that they can televise Jackson State? But go ahead.
Because it's not a SWAC event.
How is it not
a spring game? It's a Jackson State on campus event. But that's what I'm trying to figure out. How is it that it even you can even file it under the SWAC bylaws when it's not even technically a real game?
But how is it not hold on.
I'm sorry.
How is it not a SWAC event when it's done by a SWAC school with SWAC referees? How is it not a SWAC event?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it in accordance to what's in the bylaw? Because in the bylaws don't say nothing about no spring games. It says, like, as you said earlier, it says conference games. So if it's conference games, how are schools being paid out of an existing ESPN contract that does not have that as a part of it?
Okay, so let me. I'm trying to bring this in so people can understand. You're saying that through the SWAC deal done to ESPN, that there's no clause. Well, you can't say clause because we haven't read the contract. They shouldn't have got paid for a spring game event at their campus because of what the bylaws say in regards to
which games are covered.
Now, but that does not mean that the ESPN contract does not have any other clauses in it that says that they can do something like, you get what I'm saying? So ESPN
exactly.
But what I'm saying is ESPN could have said to the SWAC, or Dr. McCullough could have went to the SWAC and said, hey, do you want to televise the Jackson State event? The only thing I don't believe they got paid. This is just me speaking. I don't think they got paid anything for that. If I'm being honest, I don't think they got paid anything for that. I think it was, I just think it was ESPN saying, hey, they have the number one player. Hey, they have Deion Sanders. Let's put them on television. Go ahead.
And the reason why I do agree with you is because of the phrase, they said the ESPN had all media rights, and we never got any clarification on that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that the ESPN could just come into SWAC campuses and anything sports related can be filmed, or how does that work?
It should work like that.
You know, it was under the. I'm sorry, Scotty. Go ahead.
No, it should work like that. If they say they have all media rights, right? That means whatever they choose. So let's say Jackson State gets a, let's go with the SWAC champions. Let's go with the FAMU. Let's say FAMU volleyball girls get the number one volleyball player in the country, right? And she goes to FAMU. ESPN can come in and say, hey, we want to broadcast that game against Jackson State, or they can do that because they own the media rights.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying we need clarification. And like you said, what does the ESPN contract say?
That's the key to all this. I mean, we're never
language. Yep.
Well, you're never going to get the specifics, right? Because not even SEC puts out the whole contract, but you're going to get the general, you're going to get the big, you're going to hit the check marks of what can and cannot be broadcast. You get what I'm saying? Or, what secondary rights of, or whatever. But at the end of the day, if ESPN has primary rights, that's what ESPN has. ESPN has primary rights over SWAC content. Then yes, they can come in and say, hey, we want to show this game, or we want to show that game. Now, do I think any of those schools get paid extra for that? Absolutely not, because I've already paid you to have primary rights. That doesn't even make sense. Why would I double pay you for something I already own?
And that's why I want to draw attention to to the fact, is it SWAC games or SWAC content? Because that's when you're looking at a spring game, that's not exactly a SWAC sanction.
Yeah, I think you're just being a little too semantic on that one, if I'm being honest. I really do think that if it's a sport, if it has a ball, ESPN has primary rights to it, point blank, period. Because it's the same thing they did for any of the Power 5 schools that they have deals with. They're able to show spring games. So I like what Mr. Campbell said. He said he should have made a SWAC Sunday where you had, Grambling maybe first, and then maybe FAM, and then Jackson State follows up at the end. You get what I'm saying? So because you got a Hugh Jackson, so he has a name in itself. You know what I'm saying? FAMU has a brand with Nike, LeBron or whatever. Maybe LeBron would have came down, since he's not in the playoffs. He would have came down to the game if it was on ESPN. And then at the end of the day, you have Jackson State at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I agree with that. So that's why I say it could be semantics, but it could be that saying SWAC content and SWAC games is two completely different things. Because to me, SWAC games is very specific to game content. But it's always a lot of stuff that goes on and is attached to that as well. Because remember, they were complaining about the band not being showed at some game or something like that. I can't remember which game it was.
The Orange Blossom Classic.
The fans were complaining about that.
The Orange Blossom Classic. The Orange Blossom Classic.
Okay. So, that's another prime example to where to me, it's not really clear. And if you say, like you said, I don't think you're finna get another check from a contract that you claim you already signed and you already been paid for.
Ms. LaShawn,
but that's what I was told. I'm not speaking in no absolute.
Okay, this is the thing I think you're missing, right? Let me give you an example, right? If you have multiple homes, let's say you have 10 houses, and I come to you and say, hey, LaShonda, let me buy your 10 houses, right? And you say, okay, cool. How long you want to have them for? Let me say I rent them out or whatever. Let's say I buy them, but they're on the lease term. So I keep them for 5 years. And then I'm like, yo, I want to make an HGTV, right? You can't tell me I paid you for them. You can't tell me what I should and what I can and can't film. I can tell you what I won't film. So if ESPN doesn't want to film the halftime or wants to show the halftime, they don't have to, because I've already paid you for the content. So whatever I decide to do with that content is my business. Now, if you get the backlash from fans or whatever, and they're like, okay, I'll show the halftime show, whatever. ESPN is looking like, I'm not making no money off showing the halftime show, because I could be showing commercials. I can run commercials. So, you know what I'm saying? So people gotta get out their feelings. When you do, the same thing Roland Martin said, when you do money, when you do deals outside of your culture, when you do deals where you don't control what you control, you can't complain what they don't want to show. It's just, you got to get up. Like, I'm not talking to you, of course. I'm just talking in general, but I'm just saying that people can't complain about, what it is that they're showing or what they're not. So it is what it is.
But don't want to try something different that can give you all the access to the culture that you need. That's my 2 cents. All right.
But, but no problem. I appreciate no problem anytime. Listen, guys, I tell y'all this all the time. I don't think y'all understand, like, if you're in the comments, you don't control anything. So people telling me, oh, let's move on. Like, for what? Why? I want to have the conversation. Just because you're telling me to move on, what is that going to help you accomplish? It's not going to help you accomplish anything. That's like, I feel like what you're doing to me, right? It's when you go to the street light and you push that little silver button to make the light turn, it turns on its own. Regardless of what you think that might help you feel better, or, oh, I pushed the button so it's going to come faster. It's not, okay? It's absolutely not. It's going to do what it's supposed to do when it does it, okay? And that's me. I'm going to do what I want to do when I do it, okay? So you telling me to move on, you can take your ass somewhere else, okay? And then come back 5 minutes later. Come on, man. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, got a question. Since Jackson State played they had the padding on the helmets and they played in the practice uniform, is that considered a SWAC?
Why? Y'all stupid, man.
I'm just being petty, man. This is as we awaken.
Talk to me. Oh, as we awaken. Hey, what's going on, man? Listen, you was hot, lad, boy. You was hot a couple of days ago. You couldn't miss. You couldn't miss a couple of days ago. I'll give you that. You was on fire. What's good, man?
You're feeling the energy, man. Feeling the energy. Yes, I was listening to that previous call. I'm like, what is he talking about? Did they have padding on the helmets? That's not a game. And is that under all the media? I said, I got to call in and put some petty on that.
You tried. You tried. You tried. I give you credit. You tried. You tried. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the call, though. A lot of people don't call in, but I appreciate the call. No, you good, man. Appreciate the call. Right. Hey, what's up, Q? Talk to me.
Hey, what's good, man? Hey, man. First off, appreciate what you're doing. Keep it up. Hey, as far as I think the points that everybody been making been spot on. With Dr. Charles McCullin, I've been keeping up with his career for a while, ever since Prairie View, especially being here from Texas. This brother, let's be clear. I'm going to give this brother his props. This brother went to Prairie View out of the dumps, gave him 63, actually got them to invest in their athletic program, gave him 63 scholarships that was full at the time in football. And then after that, he went to Texas Southern. And Texas Southern was in a worse position than it was in Prairie View because they had a scandal where their president was skimming money and they were $1 million in the hole. And this brother, Texas Southern was so bad that they were actually looking to, University of Houston was looking to buy Texas Southern and then demolish half of Texas Southern campus and have the transit to go down a Wheeler and turn it into gentrified, high-scale shopping area. That's how bad Texas Southern was.
Wow, really?
Yes, and that was during Mayor Bill White era. But then, so he was able to get them to invest in their athletics during that time of budget. So with that being said, I give that man his props. And also, what everybody knows what he's doing with the swag. So I give him his props. But you have to understand, there has never been an Offscript before you. So the way that these budgets and all these stuff come to light in these big Power 5 conferences is because they have media that people that actually go through and look through those numbers. Like those numbers, all the Big Ten, SEC, they don't publish their numbers. The media finds that out. And now that there's people like Offscript or Blue and CFL and all these other guys bringing attention, and these are YouTube guys who are bringing attention to the swag as far as media-wise, isn't a lot of stuff are coming to light and people are asking questions because people are interested. They want to know. And big Power 5 conferences they've had that throughout the years. And the reason why the point of excess got exposed because the Dallas Cowboys media presence was there. All the other colleges was doing it, but the media in Dallas, the Cowboys season was tanking, so they needed other stuff to look into. So they started looking into SMU, and that's how they got the death penalty and found out that their finances was whack. Similar thing with the swag. So, man, it's man, even in the past, man. So, thank you for what you doing and these other guys who are asking these questions. And each time, Brother Charles McCullin, he's defensive because he takes a defensive tone towards you and the other brothers, with the Cowboy Classic, because he's watching this and he's going to watch this. And so I would say, brother, don't get defensive of these new media guys that are coming in and looking at stuff because they care about the conference and HBCUs just as much as you do. And so, man, appreciate what you doing. Appreciate you, Mr. Campbell doing. Appreciate everybody for actually holding these people accountable and make sure this is getting done the right way.
No, man.
That's all I got, man.
No, appreciate the call, Q. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. See, this is the thing, and I want to go a little deeper on what Q was talking about, right? It's because And Blue talks about this all the time. He says this all the time. He says it's so hard to get information when it comes to, well, listen, let me be very clear. All my insiders are alumni. There is not a lot of media coverage on there's not a lot of independent, let me make that very clear. There is not a lot of independent media coverage over SWAC teams, okay? And when I mean independent is not connected with the school. I'm not talking about the pregame show or an ONG strike zone or a, Alcorn show where they have Coach McNair. I'm not, those are not independent entities. Yes, they might have independent ideas, but just like you saw when you watched ONG strike zone, they said disclaimer, this, that, and the third, okay? So what you have to have is more independent media to really question what is going on, right? We all saw what happened when the Clarion Ledger, right? And of course, Jackson State fans are going to be like, oh my God, but Deion said, I don't give a damn. The Clarion Ledger got the court documents, put an article out about the young man pleading whatever, and then Deion bans the guy who wrote the article over the public information of the court case. What? He could no longer come back to the Jackson State. Oh, I'm not talking to him. That's what I'm saying. You need more independent media. I'm not talking about the white boy that called Coach Prime out of his name. I'm not talking about that. That was just bad on all levels. That was bad. I'm not talking about him. But what I'm saying is these schools need more independent coverage so people can have an independent point of view of a span thinking, right? Now, the issue also comes to this. The black people in office don't like to talk about it. They don't like to talk about it. It's a lot of no comments. It is so hard to get a straight answer from any of these ADs, SIDs, athletic directors. I swear for God, these Bamas act like they're senators. All these Bamas in these secondary roles as SIDs and athletic directors and all that, they act like they are senators or that. Bro, you're not that important. You're really not. You're really not. If it's not, it's really about the kids. The kids are your assets. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a circle, right? You have people in office that have egos that think they're above whatever. They think they're above reproach, right? Then you don't have independent media coverage, so all the little mouthpieces that they have underneath of them are only spewing out good stuff about the school, right? So you don't have that. Then when outsiders come in, you don't want to be open and be transparent, so it's just a funnel. All it is a funnel. So then I have to get alumni members. Listen, man, real talk. Shout out to FAMU. I really, and it's not because I'm on the bandwagon, right? I had so many FAMU graduates hit me up about the contract situation because, and this is how it always went. They would send me the pictures and they were like, Scotty, Dr. Larry Robinson signed that shit. Talk about that shit. Put him on blast. We don't want that stuff going down at FAMU. They take ownership of their stuff. They're like, yo, if there's an abscess, if there's something going wrong at FAMU, call that mess out and let's get rid of it. Another school that is blue and white that starts with a J would never. Another school that has a big G that's yellow and black would never. They would never self-diagnose themselves. They would never do that. They would never cut open the wound, clean it out themselves, stitch it up, and say, you know what, we good now, Scotty. Oh, we good. We just had to get rid of that. They would never self-do that. Self-check themselves? Not never. Not all corn. They about that life. The children of the corn, they about that life. I've had plenty of alumni reach out to me and say, hey, Scotty, yeah, there's some foolishness going on. Now, we ain't going for that. We ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about Southern. I don't really know, but I can say that. So there's a lot of people that at those schools with the J and with the G, they don't like to self-correct. They do not like to self-correct. Point blank, period. They just don't.
I can say that.
Hey, what's up?
So there's a lot of people that at those schools
What's up?
with the J and with the G.
Hey, Scott.
What's up?
You off on that one.
Talk to me.
You think if the president fired Ashley Robinson for something that he signed, you don't think JSU alumni would say something about that?
Say that again?
If the president at Jackson State fired Ashley Robinson, or in the same situation that Gosey was fired, you don't think JSU alumni would stand up for that?
Let me backtrack. How about we use an actual example for what happened? Let's talk about the Southern Heritage Classic, shall we? You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that. So your AD, not the current one, the former one, or I think because Ashley Robinson, I believe, didn't sign that deal. He didn't sign that deal. So I have it on good authority that he didn't. So you get out of it. So you publicly promote getting out of a deal that you signed the contract in, but nobody wants to hold themselves accountable to the contract. Nobody. Oh, no, Scotty. Is that
got it. Look.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that.
No. Get to it now.
Okay, I get to that now. Then you have Roland Martin on your show, and he said that Jackson State was absolutely nothing wrong. Meaning, it's about business. It's not personal. Roland Martin was on your show and said the same thing. Agreeing with the moves Jackson State made.
Once again, let's break that all the way down because you're glossing over the fact. There's what I said. Listen, and I even said on my channel, I said if you're trying to get more money, I get it, right? But I said it's always how you do something. It's always how you do something. You were in a 4-year contract. There's probably an out clause that did not include you just dipping. You can't do that in a contract. So on one end, yes, you could be absolutely right because you're getting underpaid in your contract. That's one. But two, there's a way you get out of contracts. And you did not do it appropriately. That's why your ass is still playing in the Southern Heritage Classic.
Okay, cool. But let's talk about this apples to apples. In the same situation, only reason I'm calling is because I want to respond. You said you like FAMU just better. So if the president fired A.D. Robinson in the same fashion, FAMU fired Gosey, do you think you'll have alumni from Jackson State sending you emails and demanding answers?
Negative. Y'all, listen, bro. Let me tell you what you guys are. You guys are. Let me try to get a good example. You guys are protect the house by any means necessary. Now you might have a couple onesies or twosies, but you guys are built to protect. You are a self-protecting entity. Like you guys are taught to protect yourselves first before looking. You're like, oh no, that's just how y'all get down. It is what it is. I get more stuff about, oh, that's a lie, or this is this, or this is that. And then I'm like, it's real. See, let me break it down to you because I'm gonna go back to an actual example, right? When that Southern Heritage Classic popped off, everybody was like, good riddance. We don't need them. Good riddance. We don't need them. Good riddance, right? As soon as you Bamas had to play it, oh, we gonna wax Jack. We gonna wax Tennessee State. Oh, they need us. They need it. There's no accountability. The accountability is, maybe we shouldn't have got out that contract the way we did.
Look, okay, accountability for what though? Like it is what it is. They had to play another year, so it is what it is.
You just made my point. That you just see. I can't. You can't have an argument. You can't have an argument making my point. You just made my point. It is what it is. That's not taking accountability. Come on, bro. Like, y'all Bamas is stupid. That's not taking accountability. If you say, oh, yes, Scotty, that is what it is. You just made my point. You literally just made my point. Oh, it is what it is. You're not taking accountability. Come on, man. Come on. Crazy. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
So,
What's up, Dre?
I thought about what you said about where you got reporters that are basically not alumni. I remember when I first started following you, and you was like you was having issues with certain schools, and I remember telling you. I remember in your DM you, I was like, man, I think you was trying to get in touch with like Auntie's track coach, and I was like, man, most of the folks are alumni just because, you know, a lot of things are just off relationships, and you could go to SEC and you go any of the Power 5 conferences. A lot of it's just based off relationships. It's very few people that are going to call their own school out. You hear a lot about the stuff that was going on in Penn State. They probably knew that was going on the whole time Petrino was there. They was going to call Petrino out, not when they need Petrino to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Not when they need that. They need that source. You know, they need that access. So it's difficult. I mean, you got to have independent people, but all the colleges got people who cover the school that are alumni and that, you know, are privy to that school, and they need the access. So the SWAC is just, you know, at the worst with it because they don't want to talk to nobody. You know,
facts.
You know, they sit, you know, they treat it like what happens in my house stays in my house. You know, and everything. And a lot of schools, a lot of the bigger schools do that until a big scandal happens, and now you're going through paperwork, and you're like, oh man, this happened, and now you're going through like, oh man, this happened. So it's definitely not the SWAC. You could pull up any other school. They have alumni that cover the school also. The SWAC is just, you know, a little bit different. They don't have as little cover, and the main people who cover the SWAC are all intertwined and are all, you know,
either alumni or affiliated. Yeah. I get you. No, I get you.
You know,
no, I get you. I get what you're saying. That's real. That's real. I know. And I'm about to go into that. Hey, appreciate the call, Dre.
Okay.
I want to caveat on what Dre said. All right. I want to caveat what Dre said because that's absolutely true, right? Because it's funny. The same alumni that send me stuff are the same ones that are like, yo, don't say my name. And I'd be like, yo, why don't you say something? He's like, because I can't, you know, it's my school. Because you don't want to come out against your school. That's just facts. You don't want to seem like the guy coming out against your school, right? So the thing for me is this, and I want to go back to what Mr. Campbell said because it's a great point. It's a great point. Because I'm gonna show y'all how real I am. I'm gonna show y'all how real I am. Y'all think it's a game out here.
I am unavailable to take your call at this time.
He can answer in the chat, but he can't answer the phone.
I am unavailable to take your call.
That's what you deal with. That's the definition of not taking accountability. That's the definition right there. You want to know what not taking accountability is? You know what the standard is? You want to know what the standard is for Jackson State? That's right there. I can't, yeah. That's what it is right there. That's what the standard is for Jackson State, not taking accountability. I got your number. I call Mr. Campbell, asked a simple question. How can you, I can show you at least 3 or 4 episodes where Coach Prime calls out Jackson State about what they didn't do right, what they won't do right, this, that, and the third. So, but you can't answer. That's Jackson State 101 right there. That's Jackson State 101. You can't call in to answer the question. I call you, you won't answer. That's Jackson State 101. You can't take accountability. That's what they teach. That's what they teach. Answer the question. Come on, man. Like, that's the thing. The guy who be in here so much, you see what I'm saying? Can't take accountability. That's the foolishness you got to deal with. That's the foolishness you got to deal with right there. Point blank, period. So I'm going to take my small sample size. Because the thing it is about it, the funny thing is, half the Bamas be in the chat. They don't answer the question. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
I just want to say, not all of us are delusional or emotional. We hold JSU to a high standard, as we do ourselves, and we are proud JSU alums, but right is right. And, like I said, accountability is our friend. And I'm one of the few who are not delusional. I'm not a primate, nor am I emotional. So let's keep facts as facts. And accountability is our friend. That's all I'm going to say, man. So, hey, I rock with you, and I'm a JSU alum. I hold them accountable. I'm not delusional, and I'm not a primate. Let's get it.
Let's get it. I respect that. That's what's up. That's what that looks like. All right. But at the same time, teach it to your homeboys. Teach it to your homeboys. Like, come on, man. Like, it's amazing to me. But this is the thing, right? Let me and once again, I the reason he says I give him too much attention is because once again, I keep reminding y'all, this is the same grown ass man that reached out to Mr. Campbell talking about some, oh my God, can you tell Scotty to unblock me, right? So story time, since we having it, story time, right? So after an episode not too long ago when I retold that story, he texts me, right? He texts me. And listen. He texted me and he said, can you talk? Can you talk? I said, yeah, I can talk. He calls. And he starts asking me questions like, why are you lying? I said, what do you mean, why am I lying? He said, all you do is lie. All you do on your channel is lie. All you do is spit lies. I said, okay, tell me a time where I was lying. He brings up, he said, oh, well, you're spewing lies of, Coach Tamika Reed was, word on the street is Tamika Reed was, looking at jobs or whatever, or that she might be leaving. I said, anything that I say on my channel, I have factual evidence to back up. I said, now, if my source tells me I can't say anything or I can't say a particular school, that's on that. But me saying that she was looking at jobs is not a lie. There's no need for me to lie about that. I get no pleasure. I love Coach Reed, but there's no reason for me to lie talking about some, I said, so once again, tell me where I lied. I said, you don't even have all the facts that I have of knowing what happened or what didn't happen. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So then I said, where else did I lie? He said, well, you just be lying. I said, for somebody who is so adamant to know that I'm lying about a school or institution, that you can't pick a time or you can't recall a time that I just flat out lied or blatantly lied or, I said, that doesn't make sense to me. And then he starts rambling on with some conversation. I said, listen here. And I told him straight up. I told him on the phone. I said, what you're doing is weak. I said, it's weak. I said, you jump in the comments and you'll say lies, 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 lies. I said, but you will never call in and say what I'm lying about. You would never do that. You've never done that. I said, I can respect you if you say lies, lies, lies in the comment, and then you call in and be like, yo, Scotty, man, why you lying? I'm like, what am I lying about? Please tell me. And then you go into your argument. I can respect a man who does that. But a man who just sits in the comments and just says, you lying, you lying, you lying, but don't call in and say what I'm lying about or what I'm doing, doesn't make any sense to me. But this is, man, listen, bro, y'all Bamas be killing me. Y'all Bamas be killing me. Let me show you why I'm not a liar, Israel Carey. What did I tell you I would do? What did I tell you what I would do if you called me a liar and didn't call in again? I'll show you better I can tell you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I told you I would block you off everything possible. I told you that. I stand on that. I said, call me a liar again and don't call in. I'm going to block you. And I'm going to stand on my word because I ain't no liar. And I'll block every single account that you bring up. It's that real with me because I told you on the phone, personally, man to man, what I would do. I told you that. I said, if you call me a liar again and don't call in to tell me why I'm lying or whatever, I will block you. And I'm a man of my word, unlike you. So that's what we're doing. So any other thing? Back to the main point at hand, because I just gotta deal with people like that, man. I'm sorry. I can't stand people that just be saying stuff and don't really be especially when you that old, man. Like that's what kills me. When you're that old and move that way, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. It just don't make sense to me. So it is what it is. But this is my thing, right? All I'm saying is that all the schools at some point got to take accountability for how you moving and what you didn't do right. It just is what it is. And there are schools that are willing to take accountability, and then there's schools that aren't willing to take accountability. Then there's alumni that are like, hey, you know, that needs to happen, that needed to go down. And then there's schools that say, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything. You got to take the good with the bad. But at the end of the day, the SWAC needs more independent media. Now, I don't know if it ever comes back around that's something that the SWAC will look for or want. But, you know, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But listen, I'm going to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I got some packing to do. Keela going to kill me because I was supposed to be out of this junk a long time ago because I haven't bought no boxes to pack. So it's about to get ugly. She about to get on me. But listen, guys, today is her grandmother's funeral. So if anybody has her on Instagram, just send your condolences. You know, if you wanna message her on a story or something like that, or in her comments or whatever, just send her some condolences because today is her grandmother's funeral and she's up in Ohio right now. So we appreciate the support as always. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate that. But listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm a holler. God bless. Hold these Bama's accountable.